Hi, here are 10 tips to help ease the stress during this awful pandemic, and they're all done at bedtime. 1. Go to bed when you're actually very tired. I like to stretch out the end of the night so I can get a little bit more done, and so I'm actually very tired when I go to sleep. 2. In the lead up to bedtime, do smaller tasks. If you're working on your computer, I like to do smaller things, check the social media stats or little nip and tuck kind of changes to my website, small stuff that you can just knock off very easily. You don't want to handle a big project right before bed. 3. You can write in your vision statement notebook. This is a list of what you want in the future, your goals, and I've talked about this in many other videos as well. Number 4. Record your audio journal. Throughout the day, it's a good idea to jot down little things you want to talk about later on and then have a little digital recorder or your phone and just debrief about the day. Number 5. Reading. Reading is an excellent way to start to slow down, something you can enjoy. Encourage your kids to do it as well. I'm reading 2 books right now. One of them is by the speaker Steven Shapiro, and his book is called Invisible Solutions, 25 Lenses That Reframe and Help Solve Difficult Business Problems. And also, I just finished reading an excellent book called The Black Girl's Guide to Living on Purpose by Bree Daniels. And that's partly in preparation for, I think I'm going to be interviewing Bree next week for my podcast. So I needed to do my research, and it was an excellent read. Number 6, I like to back up my computer to an external hard drive right before I go to bed. I set it up, and it does it on its own, and I have that feeling of accomplishment, like everything, all the good work I did is being saved and backed up. 7, I like to take a swig of whiskey or tequila right before I head up to bed. I don't know why, but maybe it's the pandemic that's made me do it, but I look forward to it. Number 8, I like to check the house and secure the house. Usually my wife and kids are already asleep when I go to bed, so I just go around, make sure the kids didn't leave any lights or weird electronics on or anything unsafe, and make sure all the doors are locked, and walk by the kids. If their blanket fell off, I put them on them, and it's just a nice overall feeling. It's a nice thing to do at the very end of the day. And honestly, for some reason, I always think of myself as kind of like a special forces guy, like you're protecting your family and that kind of vibe. So I kind of tap into that too. Number 9, I always have some very quiet music playing when I'm falling asleep. I've done that since 1996, probably 30, 40 years. And some of my tried and true favorites, you'll have your own, of course, but I love the original Blade Runner soundtrack. That's very chill and very electronic and very calm. I like Enya's Shepherd Moon, and I usually just put it just barely audible, so I go to sleep right away. Also, Edward Scissorhands soundtrack is a good one if you remove some of the more active tracks. Pulse is an album. It's a live double album from Pink Floyd I like. Ani DeFranco, even though I love listening to her, not just to fall asleep, but there's a couple albums that she has that I really find nice to fall asleep to as well. Reprieve and Red Letter Year. Number 10, when I've got everything done, I've had my little swig of whiskey, I've battened down the hatches, and what I like to do is get the music on, get comfortable, and then I just review like a couple accomplishments of the day. What are some things that I achieved today? And feel good about those. And those are 10 tips that will help you get a good night's rest.